Hello and welcome to the BVB update for September 9th. I'm Stefan Butzko, and in this format I cover Borussia Dortmund news and other shenanigans of the day. And today, of course, we will preview tomorrow's game against RB Leipzig a little bit, and I will once again try to predict the starting 11, which so far has failed 100% of the time. But yeah, if you look at the table, you can see that Borussia Dortmund are in second place, and if you have to scroll down to see RB Leipzig in 11th, which is obviously why they are in crisis and why Marco Rose has now since replaced Domenico Tedesco. And if you want to hear more about that subject, Manuel Fed and myself have previewed it on the Yellow Wall Pod, and you can watch it here on this YouTube channel. So you can just click on the top right here and you'll get to the video. But yeah, now it is time to move on to the injury update, and as Ruhnachrichten write, there are a lot of injuries, and you know, I've made a little graphic for that, the injury 11 if you will, starting with Gregor Kobel, who has suffered a muscular tear. Mathieu Morey, obviously a long-term injury because he had to receive knee surgery. Same with Mo Dahoud and Jamie Bynoe-Gittens, who are to receive shoulder surgery. Sebastien Haller is out with a testicular tumor. Thorgan Hazard obviously picked up a muscular injury against Copenhagen, and Edin Terzic said at the news conference that it's going to be days, not weeks. It's not a terrible injury. And yeah, same for Malen and Adeyemi, who were doubtful, but in the end it wasn't enough. Adeyemi still nursing the toe injury, and if you remember, he was in the starting 11 against Hertha Berlin, but the pain was just too much, and I guess they rushed him back too soon. And Daniel Malen is also still recovering from a muscular injury, and yeah, Nico Schulz has been disregarded because of the person he is and the player he is, so he is not really playing a role. But yeah, as Ruhnachrichten write here, Borussia Dortmund have taken on board Marcel Lotka, who of course is the third goalkeeper, if not second. Alexander Meyer, I assume, will start, and Lotka will then be the replacement goalkeeper. It was Umberhorn in the Champions League because Lotka just was not registered as a Champions League player. And making the trip is also under 23 attacking player Justin Ninmar, because as you could see, Dortmund are very short on attacking players. So hence his nomination to the squad. And yeah, I'm going to predict the starting 11 in a minute. But first, there are also a couple of quotes from Sebastian Haller on FIFA.com, because he did receive a letter from the president Gianni Infantino. And Sebastian Haller is quoted saying, "I'm very well, the treatment is going well, and I'm lucky I'm able to train every day." And he did say that he is moved by the huge amount of support that he has had since announcing his illness, saying, quote, "It was a shock, but it's been positive. I never expected to get such a response or have so much compassion shown to me, and not just from the football world. These are things that bring us all together, and it's given me a huge amount of strength in facing up to this challenge." So yeah, once again, get well soon, Sebastian Haller. And with that, we move on to another piece of news, and that is that Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League on Wednesday will go ahead as scheduled, because the Premier League has postponed its match day due to the death of the late Queen Elizabeth II. And so yeah, a lot of Dortmund's fans have been complaining about the advantage that Manchester City get for this tie, because they will be much better rested. But at least for fans who travel to Manchester, I think it is good news that the game is going ahead, because otherwise this would have been a colossal headache, I am sure. And with that, I'm moving on to my lineup prediction. And as you can see, I've put Meyer in goal again, because he did impress in the Champions League, and Guerrero on the left side together with Marius Wolf. I think there are a lot of arguments for starting Gio Reyna, but I'm not entirely sure if he has that many minutes in him, because Dortmund and Terzic himself said need to be very careful with rebuilding him and getting him into shape. And after playing 70 minutes on Tuesday, I'm not entirely sure they will put him in the starting 11. So for that reason, I have abstained from that, but I also would not be surprised if Dortmund indeed put him there. But yeah, this is sort of the main change. Otherwise, I'm also putting Hummels back in next to Schlotterbeck, and yeah, Meunier will remain on the right side. And the partnership of Reus and Brandt has been going well, so there's no need to change that. And of course, Anthony Modeste, I still assume, will play up front, because Dortmund will continue to integrate him. So there you have it. That is my predicted 11. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be correct. Especially with Moukoko, there's a case to be made to put him up front to have more pace, because I'm sure that Terzic will play more on the counter-attack against Leipzig, especially because as Manu pointed out on the preview pod, their biggest weakness might be the defensive transitional game, and that needs to be exploited then, of course. So maybe you will go for more pace, but that being said, Modeste also has been a good player on the counter-attack for Cologne in the past. So yeah, bit of a head scratcher, but I think the main problem remains the injury barrage already, because you have so many games on so few players. So I would not be surprised to see more muscular injuries pop up. And yeah, this is probably going to be a big problem for Dortmund. And considering how well they played against Copenhagen, I'm not sure they can sustain this level of intensity because of the injuries they suffer. So it is vital that Adeyemi and Malen return for the Manchester City game, I would say. And yeah, with that, that is it for today. As always, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell me who you would start over the starting 11 I put out there, and maybe change the system or whatnot. I think there are a lot of thoughts that can go into a game, especially ahead of such a vital game against Leipzig, where Dortmund can build the gap to 10 points. So obviously something you would see. And yeah, I don't know if you want to call it a revenge game against Marco Rose, but it sure be nice to beat the X and make a point with that. So yeah, anyway, I'll catch you next time. As always, thank you for watching and goodbye.